Alright, y'all. Here is the review video that you requested on the game of buckets. So, you asked for it. Let's use it to your advantage. Let's do this. Sign of A. So in the first question, the sign of A, remember when you are standing on A, here is your opposite, and here is your hypotenuse. So, sine of A is 3/5. For B, the cosine of B, you have to switch to standing on that angle, but cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's still 3/5. And this was also to tie in to the fact that if you are standing at two different angles of a right triangle, the sine of one is going to be equal to the cosine of the other. That'll come back in a little while. Number 2. This says blank of A is equal to 7/9. So if you are standing at A, 9 is your hypotenuse, and 7 is your adjacent. So adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine. Number 3. When you are finding missing pieces, this is where the most important part is, can you set it up? So if you are standing at angle 53, this is your adjacent, this is your hypotenuse. So adjacent and hypotenuse is the cosine. Of course, the angle comes next, is equal to your side ratio. Cosine is adjacent over the hypotenuse. So then you're just going to need to take your calculator and know how to use it. Remember, if x is on top, it's times. So it's 12 times the cosine of 53, which is going to give you 7.2. Number 4 is the same type of question. Stand on 12. 10 is your opposite, x is your adjacent. So that would be the tangent of 12 is equal to opposite over adjacent. When what you're missing is in the denominator, that's divide. So you take your calculator and it's 10 divided by the tangent of 12, which is going to give you 47.0. Alright, so remember, using your calculator is an essential skill. This is going to be worth a point, being able to set it up, but if you can't type it in the calculator, then you are going to have a rough time working on the quiz. Number 5, you have to find x and y. So remember, to find the first angle, all you have to do is use trig. So for the first angle, I'm going to find x. We're standing over here. We have opposite and hypotenuse, so we're going to do the sine of x is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. Remember, when your calculator does not know the angle, you have to tell your calculator to work backwards. So you use inverse trig. So this is when you have to press the second button first. But then you just press sine of 3 divided by 10, and you're going to end up with a 17.5 degree angle. So there's two different ways to find y. You can just do cosine of y is equal to 3/10, or you can just subtract 180 with 90 and the other one that you just found, 17.5, and find out that angle y is 72.5 degrees. Okay? Number 6. Number 6 is what we talked about. The sine of 30 is equal to the sine of 30. The cosine of 60 is equal to the cosine of 60. But the sine of 30 is equal to the cosine of 60, because sine and cosine are equal when the angles are complementary. So if we have a cosine of 50, that's equal to the sine of 40. So all you have to do is take 3x minus 5 and set it equal to 40, and you will get x equals 15. The last question is the only one that we would call slightly difficult, and that's because you do not have a diagram. So whenever you are given Sine, cosine, or tangent. Draw your own picture. Label one of them A. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so your opposite is 15 and your adjacent is 8. Then all you have to do is use the Pythagorean theorem. 8 squared plus 15 squared is equal to your hypotenuse squared. And then all you have to do is 8 squared plus 15 squared is equal to h squared. In your or just do this part in your calculator, square root it, and you will find out that h is equal to 17. So that's now your hypotenuse. So the cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so your cosine is 8 over 17. All right, that's it for this buckets answer key. I hope you found this to be useful. This is Longo, and I'm out. See you, bye.